record. All right, guys. So thank you again for checking out my live. For everybody who's joined. Hey, Lorraine, how you doing? Hey, Louise. Oh, nice. I'm glad to have you. Glad to have you. First time on. Glad to have you here. All right. And so today, what we're going to be doing, well, like I said, as per usual, we're doing my weekly analysis. Do it once. I do it on Sunday every Sunday at 6 p.m. because I just like seeing what the market, how the market opens and stuff like that before I do my analysis, because there is sometimes gaps in the market, which I've seen some already, and we'll go over that. But first, let's go over some economic news. I like doing fundamental news just to see, because this is what changes the market's direction, and I like having like a kind of a heads up type of thing. So, and we have a pretty amount of good amount of news. So today we have monetary policy statement, which is not something that's necessarily, I don't think is going to really move the markets or anything like that, but it's not something that has an exact release time. It's among the primary tools the board of BOG uses to communicate with investors about monetary policies and stuff like that. I'm not going to really get deep into it, but I don't really expect much from it. We have GBP news at 1 a.m. tomorrow at Tuesday Central Standard Time, so like an hour right before London session starts. 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, we have core retail sales, so we're probably going to have some pretty decent retail sales in the U.S. dollar. This might give the U.S. dollar some bullish momentum. The Federal Chairman Powell is going to testify. We'll see how that goes. Canadian dollar on Wednesday at 7:30 a.m. we have CPI news, and we also have at 11 the Fed's going to be testifying. Don't know really what to. Not going to pay attention to that because I have the bans. NZD news at 5:45 p.m. We have employment change for the Australian dollar. We might see some really good movement with the Australian dollar here. So we want to pay attention on Wednesday. Wednesday at 8:30 is something that I'm going to be keeping my eyes on, because when you see employment change and unemployment rate, that could show that could possibly either keep a trend going for the Australian dollar, or that can be a reversal. That could be part of the reversal that the banks want you to think isn't going to happen. So we're going to watch out for Wednesday 8:30 p.m. Going to definitely be on the charts at that time. Thursday 2:30 a.m. we have CHF news. Don't really care about CHF news. 6 a.m. we have GBP news. This, to be honest with you, I don't notice this note. I gotta look a little bit more deep into this, but I really don't know what this MPC asset purchase facility votes is. But I'll take a look at it at a different time. So with that being said, and then of course Canadian dollar at 7:30 a.m. on Friday, we have core retail sales. So not a lot of USD news. I like looking at that kind of stuff sometimes. But now let's go on to the charts. All right, so I had just done a review on the DX. Went on the DXY. I had done a review on last week's weekly analysis, so I'll be posting that up probably a couple minutes right after I post this video up. So just watch out for that. And it's just like how things played out on the larger and smaller time frames for throughout the week, and it's just so that you can see exactly how it happens in real life. But anyways. So I still am expecting the U.S. dollar to come up to the RSI line to retest it, possibly even come and fake people out and touch the mean line and then drop down. I still am bearish on the U.S. dollar. It's still in a bearish downtrend, as you can see from right here. Let's just play it as a market structure. So we have the high, then we have the low down here, then we have a higher low, we didn't make a lower low until when price broke down here. So price broke through this structure and made a lower low. So now I want to see price possibly even come back all the way back up to make a higher low, and then for price to drop down and then make a lower low. Is there anybody in here that isn't really too, they don't know too much about market structure or anything like that? Because if there is, there's my friend Peyton. He made a very, very wonderful market structure video. It's a little long, but it's the long videos that are usually worth it. And he explains a lot about market structure, and that could help some people figure out a trend. So if anybody needs that, don't be afraid to send me a message tomorrow, and I'll go ahead and get that for you. But yeah, so definitely. All right, no problem. So definitely want to see you the DXY still keep pushing upwards and then dropping. Still want to see that happen. Hold on, let me get out the street real quick. Okay. So DXY push up to the downside. 4 hour time frame. I'm pretty sure it's already called for the buy. Yes. So on the 4 hour time frame, we have the DXY is already called for the buy, but I still want to see how it's going to react to this mean line right here. We did get the break retest. I like the retest. That's when the signal actually was called for the buy on the retest, that was more than perfect. I want to see how this line gets handled. If price stays above this line, then yes, I do expect the DXY to continue going bullish. Let me check my chat real quick. Yes, sir. And so right here, well, for the DXY to come up to a spot that I think it might come, that lines up with the mean line of. All right, sounds good. Sounds good. So yeah, I think that price would definitely come up here and just drop down. I just want to see exactly how this mean line over here gets handled. If it does get respected, then hey, that might be an entry for the Euro USD. But you just have to be careful with that. But let's go on to Euro USD and talk about it some more. Any questions on DXY? Any questions on the DXY? No questions. All right. All right. So Euro USD. This trade has been going good since I had gone in right here. I have my stop losses at break even, but let me hide. Actually, I'm not going to hide that. What I'm going to do is just keep going on the same chart. So yeah, so on the DXY, we had price was respecting, I said DXY. On Euro USD, price had came up to this 2 deviations right here, and it respected it and started dropping. Now, I had called on last week for an earlier Euro USD sell, and then price hit our stop loss, and it hit it very quickly. But I'd rather have a very small stop loss, which was like a 20 pip stop loss or something like that. And I'd rather have that rather than have just been in drawdown for like 80 plus pips before price finally drops. But anyways, so price is now just again with the same thing, well, as opposite as the DXY. I want to see price respect this mean line right here on the 4 hour time frame. If it doesn't respect this mean line, then we might get price to retrace up a little bit, maybe up to like right here, because by that time most likely the mean line would have came down a little bit, so it'll probably come back up to where the momentum and compass line is currently at before continuing the drop. Oops, did not mean to have that. So yeah, so this is what I still do believe that EURUSD wants to drop, but I'm just at the time being kind of careful, because if it doesn't, if someone does like decide they want to probably want to take a sell right here, you'd be like, yeah, sure, but you just have to be careful with it, right? Because the market did gap on open, so I got to sell them at 1.12900. That is not a bad sell limit. That is not a bad sell limit at all. Yeah, that's exactly where I would put my sell limit at if I had one. Let me get rid of these drawings, and I can get rid of this trade. 1.13222. That's where we got in. So on the hourly time frame, we have that price is currently at this 2 deviations. I mean, yeah, there's 2 deviations right here. I would definitely want price to come up to retest here to continue dropping. I don't like how that even drew out, because it doesn't even show. So I want price to come up over here and then continue dropping. Because then, again, with the market structure, prices up here, it's a high, you made the low, lower high, lower low. If it comes up here and doesn't break the structure that's right here, then that means that it made a lower high, and then it'll make a lower low. So still in the downtrend for EURUSD. But the entry that I had given last week, that was a beautiful straight up sell. And again, we could see here that with this drawing that I made, look exactly where price comes to up here on the 15-minute upper danger zone. So that's something that you want to watch out for. This is already called for the buy. So yeah, the gap is basically already closed. But like I said, I still want to see price come up here before I start selling. So is there any questions on EURUSD? If you want to find a good re-entry on this EURUSD trade, this is what I would get into. Go on to 4 hour. If it drops from right here, then hey, by all means, that is what's up, because I took my profits off the table because I was satisfied with the drop, because it was kind of an impulsive drop. So I'm perfectly fine with that. But oh, and I am not playing any music. What is up with me? No wonder it's quiet. There we go. All right. Let me see. Chat. It's already made a lower high on the 15-minute time frame. Yes, it did make that lower high on the 15-minute time frame. Let me see. So yeah, this right here, you are correct. It is the lower high right here. Well, I don't know if I would necessarily consider. Let me see. Low, high. I mean, high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. It hasn't made a lower low though, so this can still go up, and it can come up to here still to create that, to still make a lower high. Because if this, yeah, currently this is the lower high, but it can still go up higher, is what I'm trying to say. Is already Atlas shows on RSI. Ah, okay, I get you. All right, well, let's see what happens, man. That's the beauty of arbitrage, because if it tells you to sell, then you can get out the buy and hop in the sell. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking. There's a bit of imbalance here, because there isn't nothing's traded here. So I definitely want to see price go on up. Exactly. It's just a better entry. If you get in right here for this sell, just watch out for a potential 57 pip 57 pip drawdown. Exactly. So yeah, that's what I want to see, and continue on with the drop. I still, like I said, overall Euro USD, I do think that it is in an uptrend, and it currently is on the daily time frame. This is not calling for the sell. This is completely bullish. So we're risking getting into where it's just a pullback. We're not getting into a serious trade or anything like that, because there's nothing on the daily time frame that's telling us that this is it's in a downtrend. Now the weekly, maybe, yeah, even on the weekly. So it's just, it looks like that it's at the high equals right here, but it's technically on a downtrend on the weekly time frame from down here. But look, so this gave the sell right here, then it sold for how many weeks? We just got the buy here. So you just want to be careful with this sell. Any questions on the Euro USD? Any questions on the Euro USD? All right, sounds good. Sounds good. Risk to reward is a 5. Is basically a 1 to 6. So you're to get 1 with you. Actually, I don't want to. I'm still on the freaking guru. Right here, that would be my exit, and that's probably when I'm risking 45 pips for 152 pips. That's a great ratio for me. I'll definitely take that trade if it happens. If it drops from right here, then hey, by all means, it keeps dropping. But we already have the sell right here, so we already know what's going to happen. All right, so that's for the Euro USD. Let's go on to GBPUSD. If you have any pairs that you want me to take a look at in particular, go ahead and post them up in the chat. I probably might already be looking at it. I have a list of pairs that I'm looking at. All right, so GU it didn't come up to the RSI line like how I wanted it to. It almost hit there, but it's 20, I think 25 pips, if I'm mistaken. Yeah, like 25 pips away from it. So unfortunately, I didn't get that entry. I had an alert set for it, but it is what it is. And price has dropped down, so I do expect it to come and hit down over here. Now, one thing that we want to say though is that on the daily time frame, we still push on it. They have a pretty high right now, looking to create the higher low. Price can literally start here, because if you look towards the left, you can see that there's a little resistance right here. It's an easy interaction here, but that doesn't mean that price won't come down and touch this RSI line. Because ultimately, what I wanted to see is the retest of this RSI line before I decide to buy GU. But currently, this is in a downtrend. So, but for me, I don't see any trade. I don't see any potential buy or sell right now, because I don't want to just come over here and say, oh, price is respecting here, let's go ahead and buy, because last time it respected here, it went bullish. I want to wait and see if it isn't like this, and then it goes bullish. But again, it's almost at the lower danger zone. We might even have price come to the lower danger zone, and then it just goes bullish. So gonna be patient on GU, but the sell. 1 second, hold on. Yes. All right, my bad. My daughter's friend was leaving, and so what I was saying with GBPUSD. Remember how last week when I had mentioned that I was getting into this, and I said it in my review that I did, that I was getting into this sell because right now on the weekly time frame, price is respecting this RSI line, and it had created, and it is in a downtrend. And I'll just squeeze this up a little bit more and go to the left so that you can see. So we have the high up here, low down here. I mean, yeah, high up here, low down here, lower high, lower low, lower high, because ultimately it still didn't really break. It did almost try to break through it, but it never closed over this structure. If this candlestick would have closed like right here, then yeah, I would have probably said, okay, then it broke structure, but it never really did. It faked out like as if it was going to break it, and then it came and made a lower low. So now all what we need to, the way that we'll see if price would really, the trend will really change on the weekly time frame is when right here breaks. When this 1.32728 officially breaks, that's when we can say that, okay, then GU is no longer in a downtrend. It looks like it's starting to change trends. But until then, it's still bearish. I don't know why I went to the daily. I meant to scroll closer. But yeah, so price respected both the mean line and the RS line and then dropped. So for this week. So that's why I'm like, okay, cool. I still expect the price maybe is going to keep dropping, because until it breaks through this RSI line, I'm going to be bearish on GU. So, any questions on GU? I don't already have a setup for it later on, but I just wanted to go over it because this is a pair that I trade a lot. Oh, I did not see the chat. AUD JPY. Oh yeah, definitely. That's definitely something I'm going to look at. All right, nothing. Sounds good. Let's go ahead and go on to I haven't really traded EURNZD. I'll go to GBPAUD first. All right, so GBPAUD. I'm still waiting to see, because from last week I had drawn out this structure right here, and I said that I want to see if price is gonna come up here to retest this broken structure to keep going, because it's clearly in a downtrend. We all can see that it's clearly in a downtrend. It gave us this, how many, again, it dropped from, let's just start from right here. It gave people 2,500 pips in like 2 months. That's insane. And just like in one go, if you would have sold right here, boom, 2,500 pips, if you would have held it. But nobody would have known that. Realistically speaking, nobody would have ever known that. But anyway, so with this, we kind of have to look at the lower time frames. On the 4-hour time frame, right? If I can get there, there we go. So what I like seeing is that prices are still valid on the cross line, and right now price is really respecting the line here, and that GA is still like trend because let's take from right here. We like price, this is the previous structure that has to wait before I can say okay, it was officially, but we got to get a really good structure to break for you to get another, like, oh, like once price to buy right here. But the problem with the A is that we don't have both the arbitrage Z or the, is that, let me see something. I don't know why this is on here. Yeah, I don't know why it's like that. That is, there we go. Okay. Oh, that actually makes me faithful in the trade now. Cool. Perfect. I really don't care. But anyways, if we have the RSI line, it is sugar over 1-0. We also have arbitrage line. Let me go ahead and just max this. We also have the arbitrage line over. All we're waiting for, really. I didn't switch to having a. I'm gonna have to give you guys another link after this shuts off. Dang it, that is depressing. But anyways, I want to see this Z line cross over ground zero right here, and then that would make me more comfortable for the buy. When talking about the when we talk about the arbitrage Z, but for the level pro, as far as the level pro goes, then everything's all good for the buy. Which this kind of I like more than the arbitrage Z personally. So I'm actually very interested in this buy. I might get into this buy later tonight. I'll update you guys later on if I do decide to, because it did retest this RSI line and respected it. I'm kind of interested. My interest is high right now. Let me see. I'm gonna play around with the time frames. Let's go to the 8 hour. Yeah, even the 8 hour is calling for the buy. This isn't a time frame that I regularly trade, but it is something that I do take a look at to get an opinion. Yeah, I do kind of like this 8 hour buy right here. It broke the dollar side line, retested it. I want to see if it hold here, then we keep going up. That's awesome. And like I said, I would say I mentioned that link in for the sell. It probably a little bit not so it's about right now. Any questions on GBPAUD? Actually, that 1 hour did interesting to me. Just like here. Everything's still a sell. Yeah, wait a little bit and see if I'll get it.
What will be your entry level on GB?
On GA? Realistically speaking, if I wanted to get into a risky buy, I'd get in right now. But if I want to wait a little bit, because I do see this little gap right here that the market made when the market first opened, right? It made this gap. So I kind of would rather want to see price come down. Where's my favorite tool at? I mean, favorite bar at? Oh, it's down here, duh. I'd really want to see price come down to fill this gap up and then continue going bullish. Because right now, this is just a retracement on GBPAUD. USD CAD, all right, that's on my list. So yeah, that's what I would want to realistically see on GA for price to come down. Just respect this lower danger zone and then keep going to the upside. So yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, thanks, man.
No problem. So yeah, this would be my preferred entry right here. And then my stop loss, and that is to keep going higher. And my stop loss would probably be, yeah, I put my stop loss around right here, maybe even a little lower. So yeah, there you go. That would be my entry for GA. But like again, if you want to be risky, and it's kind of not risky as long if price is respecting this. If price is respecting this, then go ahead and buy it right now. Like, why not? If you're down to take like a quick 10, 15, 20 pip loss, then hey, by all means. All right. So now I'm gonna go on. So I did GA.
Oh, no problem. Profit is 184. I don't see it.
Well, yeah, 1.8187.4. That's the stop loss.
Yeah.
The entry.
And the profit.
The entry is 1.82530. The take profit now. This is my thing. This is what I really want to see with G, is that I want to see it come back up here to see that it is going to continue down. This is a complete downtrend. Looking for a buy is right now because there's really there's no sign of reverse yet.
Okay, but it's a nice amount of pips.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that's why again we use arbitrage, because arbitrage would tell us, okay, like for the 4 hour, for the 4 hour trade, you want to get out the trade. So GA arbitrage exit all, then create. So now you know, even if you get in right now, like let's say if you get in with like let's say a 0.05 where you could handle a lot of drawdown, then you can be in this trade, and then once you get the alert to get out, then like, oh well, looks like I'm getting out the trade instead. So look at what type of trader you have. I mean, what type of trader you are, or what type of capital you have. Any other questions? Nope. All right, I'm gonna go on to EURUSD. All right, and EURNZD looks almost the same as GA. It looks a little better to me, honestly. It looks a lot better to me. And the reason why I say it looks a lot better to me, because it's broken this structure right here, and it actually has closed above this structure, which shows me, oh, this might be a trend. So then we have the low, then we have the high low, we have lower low, then we have the higher low, and then we have the lower low. The price came up and it broke the structure here, because again, this is this is the structure that it broke right here. Now it does go any lower than this structure down here, then this sign of possible reversal will be valid. If it breaks through under here, and it calls well, if it just calls for the sell, then you don't want it. But so it broke through, it almost retested the RSI line, not quite. But this trade that I like seeing this right now. Let me go on the 1 hour time frame. It came down to a low danger zone right here. So I would be a little patient now, but we do see that price is currently over this mean line. So I would just wait a little bit for EURUSD during on this session, might get some move to the upside, but I do want to still see EURUSD to retest this RSI line to see if it is going to continue on to a downtrend.